Well, hi everybody and welcome. My name is Rick Utzler here with airgunweb and Gateway to Airguns, and we have something really cool right here. This, in fact, is from JTS, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to tell you about what's in the box. Let's get started. All right, guys, what do we have here? We have a box, and inside the box is something that I was really hoping JTS would do. We've been working with the GX pumps. It's a CS4 water-cooled compressor. They have a new version now that has an integrated converter, which is really nice. I don't like having to have the separate box. What we need is air gunners. I know you can barely see me over here. I'm going to do the whole Wilson thing. Some people aren't going to get that. Anyway, what we need is air gunners is a way to fill our guns and bottles without having to spend $1,500, right? And we need something that's going to be reliable to do it. Well, this is what I've been wanting. I got the CS4 from GX Pumps, bought it ourselves from a support from our Patreon members and our Officer Club members. Got that, been using it, it's been working great. I fill my pony bottles with it. They say you can fill like a 74 cubic foot. I just fill pony bottles. If you're running everything to a red line all the time, you probably may wear it out, but I don't try and push it. I run 4,500 PSI pony bottles. It's been working great. Also used it to fill guns, but mostly pony bottles. It was about, I don't remember how much it was. $700, $600 I think when I bought it. Anyway, what we have here is JTS's version. Now JTS actually uses GX pumps. I think I'm right about that. They might get mad for me saying that, but the reality is that they use those guys, but they make sure they build them to JTS spec, not just generic GX pump spec. And they come out with their own stuff. This is a version of the water-cooled, yes, very cool auto shut off. I think we're looking at like some very enhanced pressure abilities on this. We'll take a look at the gauge, but this is water cooled. So it has a very long run time so that you do not have to be concerned about overheating or having to shut it off in 30 minutes and let it rest or any of the other things. Now I'm using, I'm going to use RV antifreeze in here. I have not had any issues using this, and I use it because my unit's going to be out in my shop and it's not heated. So we're going to hit the teens here pretty soon. Anything water cooled, you better have something in it that doesn't freeze, or that's going to be a bad day for you. So I use this antifreeze. That's what I use. If you're indoors all the time, then distilled water is fine. There's no need to do additives or any of the other stuff. Some people may say you should. Distilled water, don't just use tap water. Distilled water, or something that is going to make sure it doesn't freeze for you. So let's go ahead and get all the stuff out of the box. We got our little manual. Got lots of spare parts. That's very cool. So we have burst discs, O-rings, looks like some valve rings, wrenches. Looks like everything you might need to actually do some maintenance on the unit should you need to. We've got our, well, it's kind of a short little hose. We have our power plug. We have our other power plug because this can still run 12 volt. So we've got 12 volt ability and 110. Darn it. I was hoping it could just pull out. I was hoping these would just pull. I don't think they ship it with water. Would they? I don't want to turn it upside down. Let's see here. I have stool. Now we will have links to this in the video description if it's something you guys are looking for so that you have a way to fill your guns, fill your bottles more robustly. Like this, the whole point of this is that I'm going to keep going back to that water cool or liquid cooled. Sorry, my cell phone's going off. Somebody's texting me. Hold on. All right. we're going to go ahead, and I don't want to tip this upside down because I don't know if they shipped it with liquid. So we're going to try to pull it up out of this box. No, we're not. We're going to have to go. We're going to have to use the gravity method. Okay. Oh. All right. So the one thing, like compared to the other portable compressors, this has a lot more going on. Oh. It's fine. Really nice shipping box. It actually took a little damage, but it survived, so that's cool. Okay, so packaged well. It's very heavy. I mean, the other compressors kind of feel like a toy. This does not. This is all there. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So you are going to want to fully read the manual before you start mucking with this. And the reason is you just spent a whole bunch of money on something, right? And you want to make sure that it's going to work and that you're not going to bang it up. Now here is our water reservoir. It has been tested. It is empty. So there is liquid in there. Let's see here. Some of the bullet points says limited maintenance design, auto shutoff. Let's see. This goes, it can go 400 bar, looks like, safely. That's a lot of pressure. It's compact, very quiet. Serviceable with parts in the USA. That's awesome. See, that's why I would say you'd want to buy this from JTS, because they're going to stand behind it, which is awesome. Let's see. There's a grease fitting in here. Now, let's see. I'm not going to like walk you through the how-to. Maybe we'll do another video on that. But there is, okay, max pressure, holy moly, 6,200 PSI. Are you kidding me? 350 watts. That's a lot. I mean, not the wattage. I'm still back on the pressure. That is amazing. So it's air-cooled, water-cooled. They have an entire parts diagram. It looks like you can actually, all the parts are labeled here. So if you need spare parts, I'm thinking JTS is going to be able to take care of you on that. That is awesome. There are some instructions on when to, like you rotate the grease knob like once every so many hours. I was just trying to find that. Oh, here it is. Every 8 to 10 hours, add grease. So it's very, very, very minimal. It's just very, very minimal. And the lubricant needs to be a biofood grade EP grease by Renewable Lubricants is recommended. So they actually tell you what you need to buy here. So just wanted to find that. We can go through all the particular details later. I have like a syringe over here. Ta-da! We're going to use this to fill it. You can use like a funnel. I just don't happen to have one. And I used this when we were working with the CS4 version of the GX pump version. Then it was the way to get the liquid out. If you're like exchanging the liquid or changing it out, this is way easier than trying to hold it upside down and dump it out. Come on, hose. And we're just going to fill that, see how much it takes. Right about that much. Now, once it gets in the radiator, it may drop a bit, and then we can top it off. So we'll just do this. We can actually fire this thing up, which is really cool. I'll put this over here. Okay, so some of the big differences now, again, GX pumps, I give GX pumps, the CS4, forgive me. I want to say CS pumps, it's not that. And I want to say GX4, it's not that. I get those backwards. They have a version similar to this now that has a converter built in. So this is awesome that we have the 110 converter. We don't have to run another box, which is cool. Does make it a little bit bigger, but I don't know about you guys. If you have a portable compressor, how often do you hook it up to your car battery? Or do you run it on this? I mean, it's nice to be able to run it off your car battery, but realistically, I'm running it off 110. All right, so there's a switch on the front here that is for 110 or 220. Make sure you're on 115, right? So, and not the other way. You have a switch here, which is going to put you to AC or 12 volt. So we're going to go to AC. Woo! Fan's working. We're going to leave that open. Okay, so it's water cooled and air cooled. We'll hook this up. Should I show you that? We'll hook this up here. All right, it's got a test plug. They've got us set to 300 bar, so we can just test fill. And what you want to check with it plugged in, do you have water circulation or coolant? All right, we're really low on coolant. I don't know if you guys can see that from up top, but it sucked a bunch down into the radiator, so let's add some coolant. Okay. All right. And obviously, if you need to remove the liquid, you can do so by just sucking it out. So we got good flow. Okay. It's already pre-greased from the factory. You don't have to mess with that. 8 to 10 hours. Remember, read the manual before you start mucking with things. Here's your way to set your pressure. There's two pressures. There's like first pressure, like, oh my gosh, it failed. Here's my backup pressure. So you leave that second one. Don't mess with that. That's like, well, it should hopefully the burst disc will work before you hit that pressure. But the first one here, you just push down and you can maneuver that wherever you need it to whatever you're filling to. So if you're filling a pony bottle to 4,500, you set it to 4,500. Set it. This thing will run continuously 5+ hours. So in my tests, it takes about an hour and a half to go from dead empty to full on like a 1 liter pony bottle to 4,500. If you're topping it off, maybe 35, 40 minutes, give or take. Let's see what happens here. We're going to do a test run. On AC power, we're going to hit the start button. Bleeder's open. Okay, that is nice and quiet. That's beautiful. Okay, right now, we're actually have the bleeder open, so it's just kind of moving air around. I'm going to shut the bleeder, and we're going to start building pressure. Yeah. Okay, so we're building pressure. The gauge is moving. It's going to get to the point where it's supposed to shut off and shut off. This is not like high reciprocal velocities. They're like, it's not like that. It's like a sewing machine, jing, 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 like that. It's slow and steady. It stays cool and quiet. And that's the whole point behind this while it's building up pressure. And we're done. So that just filled the unit up. Whatever is in here has probably got a little oil water separation in here before it goes out. But that took no time, and we're at 300 bar. So we'll bleed it off. Okay. And that's it, guys. That is the short and long of it. This is going to be my new go-to compressor down at the range. I'm going to be using the ever-living dickens out of this. I'm probably going to use this for not only filling bottles, pony bottles, but also filling guns at the bench. So I have power down at the range now, which is awesome. Thanks to Bob, our range foreman, for building me a little station with batteries and solar panel, the whole deal. That's awesome down there. This is quiet enough. We can run it. Won't be a big deal. We can fill pony bottles, fill guns. We can do all that stuff down there, which will be really awesome. So you'll probably see this quite a bit. We'll have links to where you can pick this up. JTSAirguns.com, I believe, is the website. We'll put that up there. But I cannot wait to get this down there and really start using it. I know it's a proven, I don't have to wonder if it's going to work because I've been working with its cousin for over a year, and it's been great. I've been very excited to see them come out with this unit. And so, yeah, I mean, what can you say? Local company, it's going to have local support based out of Texas, Katy, Texas, over that way. So I think that's awesome. I know they're available at different vendors, but you can also buy direct from JTS Airguns. So I encourage you to take that route, help support them directly because, yeah, they could use, I mean, everybody in this industry could definitely use your support. So we're going to go ahead and take off. For now, expect to see this down the range. If you have questions, comments, all that other kind of stuff, put it down in the video description. The other unit we've had worked pretty good. I've only had one failure, which blew a burst disc. They send spares, so that was not a big deal. But it's been working well. So we're going to set that aside as a backup. This is going to be my primary, and we're going to use every living dickens out of it. So stay tuned for some updates on how this continues to work for us. And again, you have questions, comments, whatever, leave them down in the video description. My name is Rick here with airgunweb and Gateway to Airguns. Thanks for watching.